This is Old Man PHP. I create PHP video tutorials for you guys who want to learn a new skill, compete with the young crowd. You can compete with older people too, because I've seen some of the guys that I've trained with or that I got taught are doing good. They are on their own. I don't think that companies hiring older people, except for that one guy that I was telling you about, he lucked out. First he got laid off, and now he got into something else. So, but you can create your own thing, create some idea, and as long as you got the skills to do it, do your YouTube, do whatever it is to take. Create something. That's how you learn even more. Anyway, this is video 125Q. This is still staying with the IMS/PO. IMS stands for, what is inventory management systems, and of course purchase order system. I'm sorry, I just got a little blacked out there for a second. And that's about it. Anyway, this is it. What I wanted to do is scale, because I kind of hit the nail on the head when the moment that came to me that that the entire system can come alive if you develop other things, like to help out with the process instead of being just a regular standard inventory management system. You can add stuff to it, and I've been doing that. So I'm already thinking of the purchase order system that I want to put together. Of course, the barcode. I know I mentioned I was going to do the barcode scanning, and that's going to come. That's going to come. Because it's tedious, but I'm going to use the actual phone to do it, and then it'll populate the tables, or you can just bring up your system up and put it in manual, but it will take too long. And it's a lot of work, to tell you the truth. Even me showing you guys how to do it is a lot of work. Especially on this computer that's, I don't know, man. It seems to be, I downloaded this thing, and it took a long time. I'm like, what the? I thought it was the network, But I'm getting things a little fast on some things. TV, everything else, but I don't see what it's because of this computer I'm having problems. Man, it's beautiful out there. I'm looking out the window, see the trees and little buildings, because I don't live in but you know how it is, in the suburb with the little buildings that are smaller, few floors, and then you got a bunch of houses all around us, and the other day there was a black bear that showed up. I was scared, man, because I had my daughter's dog. Man, I ran real quick, and I'm not even supposed to be running because of my clogs and all that stuff. It's gotten worse, Anyway, heart disease, no joke. Kinds of cancer, all kinds of prostate and stuff, I'm going soon, 2 more places, but whatever. I'm being optimistic. I like teaching people how to do PHP. I love PHP. It's funny, because a long time ago when I was active server pages, I didn't want to learn anything else. Of course, when JavaScript came along, I was like, okay. when it got good with Douglas. You know what I mean? And it was good. The good parts. Learned it back and forth. It was great stuff, man. But it only happens in the client side. You need stuff that has to work with a database. And that's the server side stuff, and that's PHP comes in. Anyway, so that's the story. Now, I also opened up, look at the scenario, like just to let you, I opened up, let me see, just a regular text file. Can I bring this up a little bit? Let's see. Yeah, right, yeah, let's bring this. Why is this thing so, oh man, I have to get a new computer. I have to, and it will happen. Guys, it will happen. And I found a good editor too for free, so I'm gonna start doing that too. It's just that sitting in one place is not good for me. Anyway, what I wanted to show you is like the combination when you do just a real quickie, so you can keep in your mind. So when the delivery box arrives, right, like warehouse, whatever, the combination of the purchase order system and the IMS ledger in the barcode will make it easy to do things. Yeah, you can put it in manually. You get a package from a truck. Before you know, you do it there all day. But with the zap of the barcode using the phone, instead of using the machine, you can do the phone. When I did this in the warehouse a long time ago for the Indian company, it was an actual machine, a little barcode thing. Anyway, with this one, you want to use the phone. And I know it can be done. I've seen it. So with the barcode, let's say scanner, without it, it just makes things too tedious and it takes a long time. And with the barcode, it will take, I don't know, 5 seconds maybe, So to be like the barcode scenario, it would be something, let me see, maybe I could just write it out. Let me see, I don't know how to do it. Where are these things at? Where are we? Let's say we did, let's move this down. I don't know, let's just move it over a little bit. Let's say, I can go like this, because you know why I don't have, I was looking for paintbrush, like the way Windows have it, then the Mac doesn't have one. If you guys know of anything, let me know. Put it in the description below, man. This thing doing manual way. Anyway, when the box on the counter, right, the workflow. So when the box arrives, let's write this down right here. Right? And let's do BDDD. That means, move it on to the next one. And then what we do is we scan the box, right? We scan the box. Using that barcode. Okay, we'll do it like this. And 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll like, maybe I'll tell you what. Let's knock out a couple of these. Let's make it 2. Because of the screen, yes. Sure. I mean, I can jump to the next line, so it's not a big deal. So then you go like the IMS, right? Matches. Let's see. I think it would be to the pending PO, right? I'm going to jump to the next line, right? And then it confirms, because that's how I was talking to people. Wait a minute. Confirms the quantity, and then you do the auto update. When you scan it, does all the stuff for you. The inventory, Somebody stole like that. Let me save this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep adding when I think of something. Wait a minute. What is this people going back and forth with the slippers, man? You gotta watch out, man. These people are grabbing packages. Uh-oh. See what I mean? We have a problem. Oh, no. Huh. You know something? We just keep adding, and then I'll copy it, get out, get back in, then I'll paste it back later so you can have it. Don't worry, you'll have this information, so you'll be alright. But this is how it works, right? Box line, scan the barcode, then the IMS matches to the pending PO. Sophistication, man. This IMS system became was good already to a sophisticated stuff, and that's gonna be a problem. Me showing you how those other pieces marry together, because I can't take my time and start writing it as we go through during these videos. I have to write it, do my stuff like I've been doing, and just showing you the actual code. I'm hoping that towards the very end it'll be all one big package. I hope. I don't know. If I don't get some kind of, I don't know. Anyway, this is it. I wrote it down here. So let's go to the real quick. If you do, like, first of all, let me see. Let's go right here. What is it? Right here. What is it? I can go like 1. It would be like the scan, right? That's the one when you scan the stuff. Then number 2 would be, what is it? The verification package. Verification. You know, there's some people, sketchy people, man. PO that meets, I guess, the IMS, basically. What's the right? Then you have your number 3. What would be the number 3? I guess it will be the one-click update. You know, when you hit the zapper, meaning the scanner. That would be the one click update. Now you gotta remember, a lot of this stuff I have. Remember, when you go to a company and learn stuff, you don't take that stuff. You know what I mean? I don't like the idea that it's been a long time. I'm just guessing right now how it is, because I gotta meet with that guy. I told you this Friday, was it? It was supposed to be last Friday, or was it this Friday coming up? Well, I better check my calendar. Right, so that was the UI shows the screen confirming, expecting, 10 units, and you receive all of it. And once you hit confirm that the scan remains item, right, the remaining items. So it says, you got 10, compare, and of course you confirm, right? So the status of that specific PO flips to a complete or received. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Let's see. And of course you got your current quantity on the master catalog updates instantly. So what should I put here? Maybe I don't know before yet. I don't know. I have to see. Let's come here, and this is my new took a while. How the IMS and the PO work together, right? The core engine of supply chain operation. Hopefully I'll have this included. This is a, what is it, PDF. So I have to figure out how to put it in. That's what this is, right? And, you know, this is the practical. Oh, did I misspell that word right? No. Lately I've been misspelling words, especially my finger being fat. Little phone. That's another thing. I gotta get a better phone, a smaller, a bigger phone. Something that's big. Every time I hit that one thing, I hit my keys using my side of my index. I meant to hit. I mean, I don't know how people do it. I guess people do the thumb thing. But every time I do that, I always hit the key next to it, and then I don't look. Anyway, so this will be the you know, the roadmap, and how to automate inventory systems synchronized with the purchase order, right? And the core framework, well, being connected. Before connecting them, we'll break that down to roles and for most systems. Right now, we're defining the two pillars, right? It took a while to do this. Usually I don't take the, I don't know. Wow, I'm gonna have to, I don't know. I'm gonna have to get AI to, I don't know, does AI do pictures well? I don't know. They do, but you can tell it's, a lot of the stuff I do it on the phone. It's tedious. It takes twice as much time to do some few things that I can be doing with a laptop. But I don't have one except for that little one that's my wife, and that one is fairly. So I think by Christmas I'm gonna get one of the big laptops, 60 M5s Pro. I don't know. Let's see. You know, or a monitor or a desktop. I don't know. It's the money. That's the whole point. All right, let's go for the first pillar, right? The first one, the inventory management system. You already know that's IMS, and that system, you know, records and monitors structured tracking. You've seen that already, right? With the, you know, what is it? With well, you've seen it with the dashboard and everything. I don't want to bring it up. Maybe I should bring it up. Let me see. Is this it right here? No. Is that it? No. And dude, man, you need to be more organized. Okay, like this one, right? So if you go over here, and not only that, you know, see what I mean? It just takes so much time. You gotta do it like slowly. Wait for a few seconds. There you go. Remember this one? Where you have your suppliers and your man, and then you got all the stuff. I got nothing, by the way. I had to erase everything because I wanted to start fresh. So right now I got nothing. And soon, you know, with this stuff is what you enter the information. When you do the barcode, it's going to put this information in there for you. But it's going to bypass this form itself because it's going to create it in the inside, internally. And then it'll add it to the, of course it's going to go through the security thing, of course. But that's what we're doing. And of course, remember all these things, low stock reports, inventory reports. And you got the reorder status, check transaction, check items, and transaction report. You saw that one. That was like the latest one. Remember that one? Anyway, there's going to be another one that's like the major inventory, and then we'll continue. It's just taking a longer than me because it's just me. My other partner will doing something, another project. So there you go. So I am looking for somebody to help me out. The system of the records, right? Monitor the structure, tracking. You saw that over here. Matter of fact, we're gonna be this way. Let's get out of here. All right. Let's go back there. All right. Right, and the physical count, the real-time operation across the warehouse level, real-time item count adjustment, calculations and the alerts, the threshold, right, and then you have warehouse layout, mapping and logs, and of course you got your purchase order system, right? That's the procurement and the financial driver, and it's formalized, legally authorized purchase from external vendors, the official draft, and you got your multi-tier manager, approval chain, and then you of course the integration and the account payable. You know, the procurement, the procurement is like the strategic, right? It's like the end-to-end business process of identifying the needs, sourcing, negotiating, acquiring goods or services from external suppliers, and expands the entire life cycle from the initial concept and planning stage through contract management, receiving the goods, final payment. You know, that's another thing too. This thing can grow big. I don't know. After the PO thing, the scanner, that will be it. Then we'll take a break. Then figure out if it's worth pursuing those other things too, right? Because you know the life cycle, it spans the whole life cycle, right? That the initial concept and the planning stages, man, it takes a lot. It takes a lot from me. Then you got your economic order quantity. That's the EO, I think. Let's see if we can get to the other one. Okay, this is the automated workflow loop. I'll show you in a second. Same idea. I just thought I'd kind of do it like this. Because the economic order quantity, right? The, what is it called? The mathematics stuff. Well, I'll show you in a second. Because, you know, like the EOQ, which is the, classic formula used in inventory management, like to find the sweet spot between between how much stock you order and how much it costs us to hold onto that stock. You know what I mean? You know how things get old and when you gotta go back. That's the whole formula thing, man. So the formula displays in the car, and it basically looks like, I think I took a picture of it. Let me see. I think I have it here. There it goes. Right here. Look at that formula. Right. So the E, this one right here, this little piece right here, that's the economic order quantity, right? And then you have that formula, that the square, the 2DS. To make this formula work, you plug in like 3 key variables. Like the D, that the demands rate. That's the annual quantity of the product that you sell or use. And then you got that S, that's like the setup or order cost. That's like the flat cost. That's what they will explain to me. Incurred every single item you place. Oh my, there goes my voice. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's cracking again. Every single time you place an order, like the shipping, the processing, and the handling and the administrative time, right? That will be the S. The H part, that holds or carry cost. That's like the cost to store one unit. Oh, that's my pills. This is the cost to store one unit of inventory for an entire year. So the warehousing fees, that includes that. And of course the utilities, insurance, depreciation. That's crazy. Hold on one second, guys, because I have to take my medicine right quick. You know. Okay, let's see what we got here. Thank you for holding. And the concept, like the core concept of the EOQ, this part. So the main goal of the EOQ is to minimize the total inventory costs. So it balances the two competing forces, like the holding cost, which is the H, right? So if you buy like a massive quantity of at once, and your ordering cost goes down, right? You already know that the more you buy, the more they give you like that break, which I always found to be bull crap, because it really doesn't make a difference. You know what I mean? But your storage costs skyrockets because you have like tons of inventory sitting on the shelves. That's why I like the ship. What is it? What's the word they have? Ship. I don't know. Whenever it comes to me, I'll let you know. Right? It has a tons of inventory sitting on the shelf. Then you got the order cost, which is the S. So if you buy tiny quantity to keep storage costs low, you have to order constantly, which drives up transactions and shipping costs. Drop ship, that's the word. And then you got the sweet spot, the EQ, the EOQ, this part right here. The calculation finds that the exact order size where the cost of storing inventory per right here. Storing inventory perfectly balances the cost of the ordering it, and giving you that lowest possible total cost. I don't know. This is why the supermarkets got like a lot. You know what I mean? And then they have to balance that and do acrobats so they can. Because the old stuff has to be, it's funny because you go to the shelves, not funny, but it's basically what that happens. The older stuff gets pushed to the front, and the newer stuff gets pushed to the back. And if it doesn't get sold, let's say there's some product, then what they do is instead of giving it out to a company that deals with this type of thing, they throw it out. It's the most crazy thing I ever seen. So let's move this guy out the way. Maybe we can leave him here. What the heck? Right? So now this automatic workflow loops, right? It's the loop. So it breaches, so the IM identifies. So the IMS identifies the stock falling before the minimum safety limit, right? Triggers alert. Then you got your PO draft. That's the system that pre-fills your order, right? Template. And then you got your not super, supplier sent to the approval purchase order route. If I missed something that I've talked about, or if you guys know how this works, because you guys have worked in retail, let me know, because I might be wrong. And then you got your restocking, of course, right? You have to keep restocking. And then you have boogity-doo-dabba-doo. And well, let me see the intelligent replenishment. Of course, you got your dynamic limits. That calculates the dynamic velocity requirement, right? Based on the sales speed to prevent accidental out of stock. Then you got your unified scans. That's the little barcode. Checks in, verifies inbound shipments, and of course your economic order quantity that determined by peak. Oh, right here, I wrote it down right here. Peak performance. So that's the balance between the storage overhead and the order force. And then of course, let's talk about the unified warehouse. Closing the manual gaps. Look at this. This picture, I didn't do this picture by the way, I took it. That's okay. Couldn't find anything else, I just didn't have the time. So standardizing the communication, right, ensures that your floor team work perfectly in sync, right? Instead of manual entry, the real-time feedback ensures that receiving records are automatically cross-checked against original bill of lading. Then you have broke this one to establishing secure content. Doing these things take a while. That's why the videos are, takes me a while. It takes me about a week or two. Some things are quick, some things are, So this establishing secure contract prevents suppliers dispute, pricing errors, automating the purchase request frees up the personnel for value-driven purchasing negotiation. And of course, you got your standard three-way matching, right? IPO, invoice, receipt. Then we cause double purchase errors, and of course this stuff. And I put it here. Look, the procurement flow to supply. I believe it or not, I should have just had this on a separate, frame, because if it was created separately, I just cut and pasted it here. But I think it might have cut some few things out. I don't know. Let me see. I have to. I didn't see anything before. So if I went, how do I? Is there any way? Maybe I could go like this. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. All right. And this is the flow, right? Supply chain network design map. And then you, of course, sales operation plan. See, there's a lot of pieces. This is why the system that I'm doing is fantastic. It's sophisticated, but it's the basics. There's more you can do with it. How about that? You got your supply market plan. You got procurement strategy. You got supply management intelligence, inventory plan with logistics, sourcing plan. Then you got your contract. Goes that way, and then you got the repurpose plan. Go to management option. What's going on over there? Oh. What is these people doing? Oh, those are the workers that are doing Why are they cleaning the offices now? It's freaking orderly. Huh. It's strange. What is it? Today's Wednesday? Yeah. I don't know. Something must have happened, man. Oh, maybe I don't know. Maybe a toilet overflow. Then you got the buying process, select, and all that. Look at this. It's a lot of pieces, man. It's the logistics right here. Then you have to spend risk repositioning. I mean, there's a lot of pieces. This system's not going to be doing a lot of these things. I mean, because it seems like a lot, even though the point of the whole thing was you get a product, you type it into the form, or you zap it in, right? And then it sits on the shelf, and then of course you're selling, right? You're taking the stuff out, and you keep at it. If you need to edit something, remember the button that edits the stuff. And if you want, and plus you got the transaction table that's actually keeping track of the sell, the buy, whatever you're doing with the inside the computer. Like in other words, when you enter something, when you update something, or when you delete something, the transaction table is going to keep track of that. That's why you have those reports, the transaction reports. And that's all basically what I want to do. And then of course it goes to the different, we might have to add some fields to the table, because it has to sit like those, what they call them, those shelves, cages, those real big things. Also B from 1 through 20. Then the next aisle over forward is still B, but it's going from 20 to 30, and that's it, maybe. And then the next one over is the C, and then the one before the B is the A. And then you gotta keep track of when these things are. When I was playing with this, all I said was kitchen, because it's going to the kitchen and whatever. This system, you can actually use it even for your own home. Really. You don't have, yes, it comes with all these things because it's a package deal, but all you have to do is keep track of what you got, basically. And then if you want to use it like in a warehouse, you could, which is great, or a store, which is all the same. We're going to say warehouse because that's all it sits. Everything you get sits in a warehouse. And it gets transferred to the store, which is great, or to people that are buying stuff. But that's another thing too, which I'm going to add, because the system needs to do different things. Now, all the sophistication here that you see, there will be other systems that will have to work together. You know what I'm saying? And that's about it with that. Okay, let's go to the next thing here. Then you got your Unified Executive Hub, right? The real-time control panel. Control panel. I guess would have be the what you call it, the dashboard of the control panel, right? And you can add more to it. Right now it's just a bunch of stuff. Let's see. Let's take a look. Right now it's what is it? Let me see. You got this. You got your suppliers. You got I got rid of the suppliers too. I kept not supplies. I mean the category. Condiments, products, produce. I will have to, like I told you, I was supposed to sit with that guy on Monday. He didn't show up. Oh, he was busy. That's what it was. I have to show up again, get more information, and and of course, editing, deleting, that's simple stuff. And of course, you got your search, right? Your regular search, which is you see it right here. And of course, you got your log out. I guess I could keep it like this. Let's get out. Now, why does it do that? So the real-time control panel, right? Integrating the IMS with the PO system, and that allows procurement manager to track incoming. Uh, you know, and you know I already talked to you about that, right? It's like the end-to-end business process of identifying the needs, remember? Negotiating and acquiring goods, services from external suppliers. And then, of course, the visibility prevents double ordering and guarantees that shipping teams prep warehouse space prior to arrival. It would look like something like this. And, you know, mine's, we will have these things right here. This I got from something else. Because I don't have those pictures. This is going to be, my stuff is going to have these kind of things too. I wish I could see this even better, but is there a way? Let's see. I tell you, you can't see nothing, can't you? Let's see. Can you see anything about this? You know something? If I did, let me see if I do one more time. Yeah, you can't really tell. Ah, that's sad. Maybe I'll find something. Let me get this picture, by the way. Let me see. I'm going to keep it. Then I'm going to search it. But I need to see, Alright, so what is it here? What we got here? Real-time control. Oh, okay, it's the same thing. Alright, so let's go to the next one. Intelligent replenishment. Remember dynamic limits? Calculates the dynamic velocity of the requirements based on the real-time sales. Then you got the unified scans. That's the barcode. I think I showed you this before. And the economic order quantity. And I showed you what this meant, right? Like the D being the annual quantity, and then the S is the flat costs required, incurred. What's the other? And then you got your holding, right? Carrying costs. That's what that is. I'm sorry, guys. That medication that I just took really don't like it. It doesn't make me. This just makes me feel. I don't know. That's the same thing as this. So you got the system performance impact 20% discrepancy, right? Reduction. It has to be reliable that you can measure, right? That's why I do the reports. These two stock out or administrative bloat. It can replace the legacy workflows with integrated sync processes that eliminates clerical error. And you have the operation implementing the real-time sync. Shows an average of 20% drop in overall. So if you do everything automatically, but making sure that everything is right, the tables are right, everything is right, and hopefully everything will be okay, and then maybe some kind of backup idea and something that would, just in case something happens. Yeah, I'll have to think about those things too. 20%. It's always a problem. And then you have your, what is that, the last one? Let me see. Manual versus integrated sync, right? So operation like stock trade tracking, right? Then you got your reorders and your inbound audits, and you got the three-way matching. I'm scratching my head there. That's why that little noise that you're hearing. The legacy methods like the spreadsheet. Remember the spreadsheet? You schedule a cycle count, high manual labor. Then the what is that? The reorder, right? The subjective tracking, human memory, and then what is this? Paper validation. Then you got your manual bill review, but in integrating the from IMS and PO system, you got the instant scanning, right? Live adjustments. You got your automated uh, rec, uh, requisition via the safety limits. Then you got your barcode processing with instant matches, and of course you got your automatic PO, invoice, and receive sync. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. But we can get this stuff because this, where is it? So if we went here, I wonder, no, the other one doesn't have anything either. I guess it's all one thing. It's like we got your inventory report and stuff in there, of course. You got your reorder status, nothing. You got your check, no file. You got your check items, no. Then of course your transaction, and of course you got checked. Of course there's nothing there. And then you got this here. Because I have nothing, of course, right? But I don't have anything. And this is low stock. All stock levels are healthy. That's because right now it's not. And then of course the user. All this together. I was thinking maybe adding I don't know, what do you think? Putting the I don't know, like a section where all the graphs are. I was thinking about like on the back here, like the graphs, or maybe a button that says graphs, look at the graphs, or something like that. I don't know. And then I'll go to another page, and now it gives you the graphs. So instead of having words, numbers and this stuff, they can show you in a graph. So I probably I will be doing that. I'm hoping to find someone that can help me. Because I already know the programming and all that, but I need somebody to type it in, check for my spellings. And it's always a problem. But anyway, we will get that to work. Let's get this out. And that's it. Basically, all this stuff that I talked about, I'll make sure it's all there. Because I am recording. And I have somebody put that together for me. Anyway, if you learned something, let me know. And this thing, it became a simple little thing, and I'm like, okay, well, how about this, how about that, and I just kept adding to it. Then I gotta talk to the people from the stores, because I don't know, I never had a store and stuff, and find out what is it. But I wanted to have these things ready because I just, first of all, I love programming, it's great stuff, but you want to be able to have it to a point that, hey, you could work for this, or you could do this, you can do training. I don't know, I have to see how we're going to do this, how we're going to attack it. It's just going to be other videos. This is a full-blown thing, man. This is... There are a couple of things I won't be able to show you because I'm going to be using third parties. You know, show you what how it works and putting it together. You know, the APIs and stuff like that. But other than that, I can't show you how they did it I show you that I can get that information from them. Now let's see. Maybe I'll just build it myself. As long as don't go nuts, because right now I have a lot of. Let me see. Let's come here. Look at that. There's a lot. No, I don't like the way this looks. There's a lot of files, and so far, oof. Well, these we don't care. Although there's some of them give the people, oh, right here. And then we got all of this. Let's see what we got here. You got your master number 1, your database connection. There's a lot of files. The TXT, I don't know. I have to look at some of them. You will get. It'll be part of the package. And what we do is we zip it. Some of these things, like the backups and stuff, no, that's not gonna go in there. It's gonna be too much. Be too bloated, and you don't need it anyway. That's for me. And this stuff that says old and stuff like that, nope. Or just in case, nope. Just the good parts, the files that you need. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Anyway, we just reached the end. If you like what I've been talking about, I just wanted to make it into a podcast for a little bit, just showing you some graphs and stuff like that. And not doing any programming yet because we gotta do brainstorming. We gotta figure out how things work and what we're looking at. I think the PO thing system, that's gonna work fine with the IMS. It's the two things you need. It's the two things you need. Matter of fact, I want to take a lot of these things. I don't know. You think the AI will help out in the sense by checking my stuff, or I don't know. Can't trust them. I keep hearing people saying that they're wrong, and it's funny because they find some few things that they were wrong. You know what I mean? I prefer going to Google because they got this stuff. Yeah, it's great, but you gotta kind of like, they say one thing, and because they're still learning, they'll say one thing, and then you know for a fact that's not how that works. Then, because that happened to me, and then I came to told them, listen, sorry, you're wrong. It was arguing with me. I said, no, you're wrong. This is what really happened, and then came back to me and say that I was right. See, that's why you have to always be sure. And if you know PHP, you can have them help you out. But you gotta know the stuff. You can't just. I was talking to somebody who said, "Oh, I don't need you." Oh yeah, really? You think you create something? Yeah, I create something. Yeah, but you don't know the programming. How would you know if it's? It's just crazy. AI is here to stay. You just have to embrace it. But don't use it to do your homework, kids. Make sure you do it right. Use it to help you. Not to give you the answers. To help you. To print this and that. Give me pictures. Blah, blah, blah. Because I get pictures from AI. Anyway. Enough from me. Of course, I'm having a hard time breathing. As you can hear. Hey, reached the end. Thank you very much. Until next time, a good night. And by the way, the other one that's coming up now is the reports. Because I have to put this PO thing in the back burner for a little bit. I gotta figure things out. I'm gonna do the reports. I need a report that it's like a global, like something that would give me everything in one sheet. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hey, give me a thumbs up if you did learn something, and hey, please subscribe. That helps me out. Until next time, a good night.